Hi, my name is Tama Miyashiro. I am one of the assistant coaches with the USA Women's National Team. Today, I'm going to talk about serve receive. And I'm going to start with the big picture, our philosophy, some big themes that we talk about a lot with our program. And so let's take a look. Okay, so we have three main components. The first one is we want to be simple and quiet. And in regards to the way we pass, the way we communicate, our technique, some of our systems, and just overall, we're trying to make things really repeatable. And so the way we do that is just to keep things really simple. The quiet part of it is if you look closer at some of the moves we make, so some of the shuffles or our platform, how we create our angle on the serve, you're gonna see really quiet moves, not a ton of arms bent, not a ton of going up and down. Our posture is gonna stay really quiet, not a lot of crouching down, you won't see us crouch down, or a lot of standing up. We're just trying to stay really quiet. And the reason for that is, like I said earlier, it's just repeatable. And when you're getting served tough serves for 2 hours, we really need that component when we serve receive. Our second component is being good over time. And so what that means for us is a couple things. One is we just have to outlast our opponents. And we're playing against some of the best teams in the world. And so we're trying to keep the ball on our side of the net. We're trying to put ourselves in the best situation to win that rally. And when you add time to that, that makes things really hard, right? So can you do it for a long period of time and you can just be really good? That's the question right there. That's the task. That's what we're aiming for. And in the end, you're going to get some perfect. You might even get some great passes, but we really believe that our good is going to be just fine, and we're going to try to let all of our other players do a lot of the work also. Okay, so one thing that helps us with is taking that pressure off of passes. So coaches, food for thought, can you just be good for a long period of time? Okay, the third one is we're aiming to be masters of the first contact. And so what that means for us is, for sure, every play starts with a serve or a pass. And we, the women's national team, we are working on it. Okay, we're spending time on both of those skills every single day. We are challenging our players as much as possible because that is the real test, is can we start off a play with a really good first contact, okay? And the percentages say the better that first contact is, the higher our chances of winning that rally. So we're just trying to put ourselves in a good position, like I said, for a long period of time. And what I mean by masters is we're just gonna work on it, okay? And coaches, we gotta stay in it with them. We have to provide a good environment to work on these two skills, but specifically serve receive. Okay, so we're gonna watch a couple clips of our girls just making really good moves over time. And I'm gonna let this loop over and over again, and you can watch Jordan Larson making a nice quiet move here. You're gonna see Michelle Bartsch pass a short serve and keep it off the net. Even though that takes her out of the hitting rotation, she gives us a nice, really good pass. Okay, you see Justine Wong, our libero pass. Okay, one more time. We're gonna keep the ball on our side often. Okay, on a good jump serve, Justine can keep the ball off the net. We can make really simple, quiet moves and go hit after. And then we can also take care of short serves. Keep the ball on our side, keep it off the net, and give us a really good chance at running our offense. Okay, so what is important for your team? What are the big themes that you need to cover? And take a look at your league and take a look at your team really closely and watch your girls pass. And according to your technique, according to your systems, what do you need to work on? And really study that. And we study our girls all the time. Obviously, we have a really extensive data set, and we build our big themes off of those, okay? So what does that include for you? And it might be different from ours. And that's totally okay. You might only have 2 themes versus 3, okay? But you need to do what's best for you and your program. Another thought is to just keep everything really simple as much as possible, because passing and serve receive is a really complex skill if you make it. And so we really try to simplify things. We stay on one focus all the time when we're training it. We really try to just hang in there with our girls and stay on that focus and be really disciplined about it, because it's really easy. It's just really easy to correct a player on 5 other different things that you might see. So keep the focus simple, one thing at a time. And think about how you're going to train these focuses, and let's try to think of how we can set up these drills to get our girls or our boys in those situations often. They need chances to respond to that, and that's our job. We have to set that up. We have to take a good look at it. Maybe we're statting it. Maybe we're going back and watching film, but we can do that, and we can just be really good for our players if we're really intentional about that. A really, really good model from our head coach, Bartsch Hackley, is we want to catch them doing it right. So whatever your theme is, whatever you're working on in that focus, can you catch your players doing it right often? And can you celebrate that and let them know like they're doing a great job? Because passing can be really hard. So I would encourage you to look for those moments, to celebrate those little moments of just them working on their focus. And players really love when you're that intentional, when you're paying attention to that, and then you can kind of call it out. So I think that's a really detailed aspect of feedback, is can you just pay attention and be aware of what they're working on and connect with them on that level. Okay, so don't forget, let's show them some really good models of what we want done. And that could include themselves, that could include older players, that could include men's volleyball, women's volleyball, pro. And can we just get some visuals in front of the players so they can see it done how you want? And of course, amazing, right, if they're already doing it and they can also watch that. But I would encourage you, do you have some good models of what you want executed? And I think that's super helpful, especially when our players are learning some new techniques or just working on it and just working through the grind of trying to become a better passer. All right, at the end of the day, you're gonna see some really tough serves, and we're ready for it, right? And we need to train that and make sure that your players can see those really fast, good serves and train in that space, because it's really easy to avoid it because it could be ugly, right? You might not have a lot of good passes, but you need to train it, because what they're gonna see on game day is that. And no one's gonna let you off the hook, and no one's gonna serve nice to you that day. So make sure you can see live serves. Make sure they can feel a little bit of that pressure and challenge, and ultimately you want them to be able to control that force and be really good for long periods of time.